The age when dinosaurs returned. Okay, so picture this. You're walking through a forest and you hear something moving in the trees above you. You look up and there's a creature, feathered, sharp-eyed, descended from a lineage that ruled this planet for 165 million years. You've seen one before, probably 1,000 times. You just didn't know what you were looking at. Because here's the thing nobody told you in school. Dinosaurs never actually went extinct. Some of them are sitting on a wire outside your window right now. And the ones that did vanish, scientists are working on bringing them back, and they're closer than you think. We're living in the most extraordinary moment in the history of life on Earth, a moment where the line between extinction and existence is being redrawn by people in labs armed with gene sequencers and a level of ambition that would make most people deeply uncomfortable. This is the age when dinosaurs returned, and it already started. Wait, birds are dinosaurs? I know. You've probably heard this before and filed it away as one of those vaguely interesting facts you forget about immediately, but I need you to actually sit with this for a second, because it changes everything. Birds are not descended from dinosaurs the way you and I are descended from fish. They are dinosaurs. Specifically, they are avian theropods, a branch of the two-legged, hip-forward dinosaur family that includes Velociraptor and T-Rex. They didn't just survive the asteroid, they thrived. Paleontologist Xu Xing and his colleagues at the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology in Beijing have spent decades excavating the Yixian Formation in China's Liaoning province, and what they found there is a picture of dinosaur-to-bird evolution so detailed it's almost cinematic. Fossils of Microraptor, Anchiornis, Epidexipteryx, feathered dinosaurs in every stage of the transition, with wishbones, asymmetrical flight feathers, and even melanosomes that tell us what color they were. Anchiornis, a small dinosaur that lived around 160 million years ago, had black and white patterned wings and a red crown. We know this because the chemistry of its fossilized feathers is still readable today. So the next time you see a chicken, and I need you to really look at a chicken next time you see one, understand that you're looking at a living dinosaur, a descendant of animals that survived a 10-kilometer-wide rock slamming into the Yucatan Peninsula 66 million years ago. That's not just interesting, that is genuinely one of the most metal facts about life on this planet. The man trying to grow a dinosaur in a lab. Here's where it gets really wild. Paleontologist Jack Horner, the guy who was the scientific consultant for Jurassic Park, the person Michael Crichton based Alan Grant on, has been working for over a decade on a project he calls the Chickenosaurus. The idea is not science fiction. It is based on one of the most important discoveries in developmental biology in recent memory, that birds still carry the genetic instructions to build dinosaur features. They're just switched off. In 2015, developmental biologist Bart Anjan Buhler and his team at Yale University published research in which they successfully reactivated ancestral genes in chicken embryos to grow a dinosaur-like snout instead of a beak. Not a beak that looks like a snout, an actual snout with the bone structure of a non-avian dinosaur. The embryos were never hatched, but the point had been made with crystal clarity. The instructions are still in there. The genome remembers. Horner's team has since worked on reactivating genes for longer tails, the classic dinosaur feature, and for leg structure changes that would make a chicken walk more like its ancient ancestors. The project isn't about creating a theme park attraction. It's about understanding the genetic architecture of evolution itself. But the side effect, the thing that keeps people up at night, is that it works. You can reach 66 million years back into evolutionary history and pull something forward. Ancient DNA and the real de-extinction race. Now here's where it gets even more serious. In September 2021, a company called Colossal Biosciences launched with one declared mission: bring back the woolly mammoth by 2027. The co-founders are Ben Novak, one of the world's foremost experts on de-extinction, and George Church, a geneticist at Harvard Medical School, who may be the most important living scientist you've never heard of. Church's lab had already identified 58 genes that differ between Asian elephants and woolly mammoths, genes for cold resistance, fat distribution, hair growth, and oxygen delivery in freezing temperatures. Using CRISPR-Cas 9 gene editing, his team edited elephant cells to carry mammoth variants of those genes. Now I know what you're thinking. A mammoth isn't a dinosaur. And you're right, but the Mammoth Project is the proof of concept that makes dinosaur de-extinction a real conversation rather than a movie plot. Because if you can edit a living animal's genome to resurrect the traits of an extinct relative, the science scales. It's a question of DNA preservation, and that's where the dinosaur problem gets complicated. DNA degrades. It breaks apart over time, attacked by water, oxygen, radiation, and microbes. The half-life of DNA under good preservation conditions is about 521 years, which means that after around 6.8 million years, there's effectively nothing readable left. Dinosaurs died out 66 million years ago. So the Jurassic Park approach, mosquito and amber, intact dinosaur blood, is, unfortunately, fiction. The chemistry just doesn't hold. So how do you actually bring back a dinosaur? You don't dig up their DNA. You reconstruct their biology from the inside out, from descendants who are still alive. And that's exactly what Horner's reverse evolution work is doing with chickens, and what researchers at Harvard and elsewhere are beginning to map out with other birds. The genome of a modern bird is like an encrypted archive of dinosaur biology. Most of the original code is still in there, just buried under 66 million years of subsequent evolution. The work now is figuring out which switches to flip. In 2016, João Botelho and his colleagues at the University of Chile published a study showing that by inhibiting a specific protein called IHH during chicken embryo development, they could cause the birds to grow fibula bones that ran all the way down to the ankle, just like non-avian dinosaurs. The chickens developed the leg anatomy of their ancient ancestors, not a rough approximation, the actual structure. Again, the embryos weren't hatched, but the principle is now documented, peer-reviewed, and sitting in the scientific record. Put this all together and here's what you have: a chicken with a dinosaur snout, dinosaur legs, a longer tail, and scaled hands instead of feather-covered wings would look and move almost exactly like a small Cretaceous theropod. We are not talking about centuries from now. The foundational science is done. What remains is refinement, ethics review, and the kind of institutional courage it takes to actually hatch one. The world we're walking into. Here's the part where I have to be honest with you about what this means. Because de-extinction science, whether it's mammoths, passenger pigeons, or reverse-engineered proto-dinosaurs, is not neutral. When Colossal Biosciences talks about reintroducing mammoths to the Siberian steppe to help restore permafrost and combat climate change, there are ecologists who think that's one of the most important ideas of the century, and there are others who think it's one of the most dangerous. Ecosystems that evolved for 66 million years without these animals would have to adapt, and ecosystems don't always adapt gracefully. But what I want you to take from this is something simpler and more immediate. The age of de-extinction is not coming. It is here. The tools exist. The knowledge is accumulating faster than most people realize. And the animals being worked on right now, the mammoth, the thylacine, the dodo, and yes, the proto-dinosaur, are early chapters of a story that has no clear ending yet. 66 million years ago, a rock ended the reign of the dinosaurs, but not all of them. Some adapted, grew feathers, learned to fly, and are now the most species-diverse group of land vertebrates on Earth. And now, for the first time in the history of life, a species with opposable thumbs and a CRISPR machine is sitting down and asking, what if the ending wasn't the ending? The dinosaurs never really left, and some of them are coming back. The question is just which ones, and whether we're ready.